8 warning signs men say that are major red flags. Have you ever been in a situation where something just didn't feel right? But you couldn't quite put your finger on it. Maybe it was something he said, an offhand comment, or a repeated phrase that left you wondering, is this a red flag? Well, you're not alone. Relationships are complex, and sometimes the signs that something might be off aren't always obvious. So today, we're going to uncover the 8 warning signs men say that are major red flags. These are the clues that might indicate deeper issues beneath the surface. A red flag isn't necessarily a deal breaker. It's just a signal that something might be off. It's like your car's check engine light coming on. It doesn't mean your car is totaled, but it definitely means you need to get it checked out. Number 1, I'm not like other guys. Sounds charming, right? But hold on, what does that really mean? While it's perfectly fine to want to stand out, this phrase can sometimes mask insecurity or a need to control the narrative. Imagine you're out at a coffee shop on a first date. You're chatting away about hobbies and interests, and suddenly he says, I'm not like other guys. At first you might feel flattered, thinking he's unique and special. But let's unpack this a bit. What is he really trying to say? This statement can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, he might genuinely feel that he offers something different from what you've experienced before. However, it could also suggest a subtle sense of superiority, implying that other men you've encountered aren't as worthy as he is. Consider this. Why does he feel the need to distance himself from other guys? Is it a subtle way of excusing behaviors that others might find unacceptable? Keep your ears open for this one. It's not always a red flag, but it's worth digging deeper into why he feels the need to say it. Ask questions to understand what makes him different, and see if his actions align with his words. Watch how he treats others and handles situations over time. If his words don't match his actions, it might be time to reassess. Number 2, you're too sensitive. We've all heard it at some point, right? This phrase can be a way to invalidate your feelings and dodge accountability. You're sitting at dinner and you express how a comment he made earlier hurt your feelings. Instead of acknowledging your emotions, he brushes it off with, you're too sensitive. This response is not only dismissive but can be a form of gaslighting. By labeling you as too sensitive, he's shifting the focus from his behavior to your reaction. It's a tactic that undermines your feelings and makes you question your own perception. This can lead to a pattern where you begin doubting your emotions and hesitate to express them in the future. Stand your ground. Your feelings are valid, and anyone worth your time will respect them. If he can't handle that, maybe he's the one who needs to reassess his sensitivity. Engage in a calm conversation about how these comments make you feel, and observe if he's willing to understand and adapt. Number 3, all my exes are crazy. Ever heard this one? It's a major red flag that needs some serious unpacking. You're discussing past relationships and he casually mentions, all my exes are crazy. While it's normal to have had a tumultuous relationship or two, labeling all past partners as crazy can indicate a refusal to take responsibility for one's own role in those relationships. It suggests a pattern of blaming others instead of reflecting on his own behavior. This mindset can be problematic because it prevents personal growth and accountability. If he can't speak respectfully about people he once cared about, it might be a sign of how he'll talk about you in the future. Ask yourself, what's the common denominator in all these crazy relationships? Encourage him to reflect on past relationships constructively. If he can't, it might be a sign to watch out for similar patterns in your relationship. Number 4, I don't believe in labels. While some genuinely prefer to keep things casual, this phrase can sometimes signal a reluctance to commit or define the relationship. You've been seeing each other for months and you bring up the "where is this going?" conversation. He responds with, I don't believe in labels. While the idea of avoiding labels can seem liberating, it often leads to ambiguity and confusion. For some, it represents a genuine preference for non-traditional relationships. However, it can also be an excuse to avoid commitment while enjoying the benefits of a relationship. The key here is communication. Clarify what both of you want and see if you're on the same page. Are you okay with ambiguity, or do you need more clarity? If your needs and expectations don't align, it might be time to reconsider where things are headed. Ensure that your perspective is respected just as much as his. Number 5, I'm just really busy. We all have hectic lives, but if he's consistently too busy to make time for you, it could be a sign that you're not a priority. You try to make plans for the weekend and he repeatedly responds with, I'm just really busy. Life can indeed be busy, but when someone values you, they'll make time. Consistently being unavailable can indicate a lack of interest or prioritization. It's important to recognize that everyone manages their time according to their priorities. Remember, actions speak louder than words. If he's always too busy, it might be a sign to redirect your energy elsewhere. Try having an honest conversation about how you feel and observe if there's any change. If things remain the same, consider whether this is the type of relationship you truly want. Number 6. Why do you want to know? When you're in a relationship, asking questions is natural. But if he responds with suspicion or defensiveness, it might indicate he's hiding something. You casually ask about his weekend plans and he responds with, "Why do you want to know?" This type of response can raise red flags about transparency and openness. Instead of fostering trust, it creates suspicion and distance. It's one thing to respect privacy, but defensiveness over simple queries often suggests there's more beneath the surface. Encourage open communication. If he can't engage in honest dialogue, it might be a red flag worth noting. Cultivate a space where both of you feel comfortable sharing details about your lives. If he remains secretive, consider the implications for trust and transparency in your relationship. Number 7. I'm not ready for a relationship. While it's fair to not be ready, it's important to assess if this is a temporary state or a permanent stance. After several months of dating, you discuss taking things to the next level, and he says, "I'm not ready for a relationship." This statement needs careful consideration. It's crucial to respect where he's coming from, but also to respect your own needs. If you're looking for something serious and he's not, it might lead to a mismatch in expectations. It's essential to understand whether he's genuinely unsure about the timing, or if he's simply not interested in a committed relationship with you. Have an honest conversation about what you both want. If you're not aligned, it might be time to move on and find someone who is. It's important to prioritize your own needs and desires, and to be with someone who shares a similar vision for the future. Number 8. I don't like drama. While it's a common sentiment, it can sometimes be used to dismiss legitimate concerns or emotions. You bring up an issue that's been bothering you, and he responds with, "I don't like drama." It's one thing to avoid unnecessary conflict, but it's another to dismiss important conversations as drama. This can be a strategy to shut down discussions and evade accountability. By labeling your concerns as drama, he's minimizing their importance and potentially ignoring underlying issues that need to be addressed. The key here is balance. Healthy relationships involve working through issues, not avoiding them. If he's quick to label everything as drama, it might be worth addressing the underlying issues. Encourage a constructive approach to conflict resolution and ensure both of you feel heard and respected. And there you have it. 8 warning signs men say that are major red flags. Remember, these aren't always deal breakers, but they're definitely worth paying attention to. The most important thing is to trust your instincts and communicate openly with your partner. You deserve someone who treats you with respect, love, and admiration. Don't settle for anything less. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to Brainy Lab, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update from us. Have you experienced any of these red flags? How did you handle it? Share your stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. I strongly recommend you to check out the next recommended video popping up on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.